सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. महायोगी स्वामी उमानंद सरस्वती की जय. As I was studying today about Ved, I thought the classification of Indian philosophy is something we should all know. Just a little a glimpse into it in a brief classification of Indian philosophy. um, yes, now there are four main branches or parts, let's say, of Indian philosophy. They are called Shruti, Smruti, Sutra, and Bhashya. So they are very simple. You don't have to remember the names, but just an idea what the picture is like. Indian philosophy is a great subject. We'll just divide them into four parts, four limbs, so you call it. One is Shruti, second is Smruti, third is Sutra, and fourth is Bhashya. We won't hurry, but I'll just give you some idea for youngsters who are keen to study philosophy and for people who want to know about it. Now, Shruti, again, Ved come under Shruti. We are talking about mostly Ved here. So they come under the first branch, that is Shruti. Then under Smruti, we get the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puran, and Bhagavad. They are epics, great epics. They come under Smruti. But before we proceed to the third one, I want to tell you, Shruti is further divided into four parts. Shruti again stays divided into four parts. What are these parts? One is mantra. Mantras, collection of mantras is called Samhita. Collection of mantras is called Samhita. But mantras, they are all recitations. We have all these various Vedic mantras and all chantings. More than, there are many. There are Veds themselves. The first Ved itself, the first chapter itself has got 2400 shlok. But anyway, let's say Ved. Now they are the mantras, they collectively are called as Samhita. They come under Shruti. That is the first branch of Shruti. The second one of it is Brahman. Now what comes under the Brahman? These studies of all these yajna rituals and all, it sometimes seems to be a bit tedious to study, but there are students who are anxious to study even those types of studies. So Brahman is the second set under Shruti, which talks about the yajna, the rituals, and the dangers if they are not performed rightly, various things. Then you have the Aranyak. Aranyak are those mantras which are supposed to be recited when you are in the austerity mood, wanting to go to either forests. Aranya is forest. So you go and stay alone and then perform these austerities. They are Aranyakas. And the fourth one is, of course, Upanishads. These are the parts of Shruti. Upanishads. We will come to them each individually a little later, but they are these four. So here we have mantra. What are these mantras? They are also called ruchas. In Ved, they are also called ruchas. And the rucha are supposed to be hymns which are sung in praise of God. Ruchas are hymns which are sung in praise of God. So the ruchas, they together, say about 10 to 20 ruchas together form one sukta. So it's a very beautiful, simplifying. I'm not going to confuse you all more. We'll just go gradually about it. Then these are the mantras. Of course, they are more poetic, mostly poetic. Then you have the Brahmanas. What are they? they are comparatively prosaic in nature. They are more like prose rather than poetry, whereas mantras are more like poetry than prose. So Brahmanas, they talk about the rituals, the yajna, and it also tells you the tales of gods, the rishis, the demons, and various names are here mentioned here for the rituals, and the activities of rituals are dealt with. And it is so believed that it also talks about the evolving of the language Sanskrit, especially Sanskrit. So people have studied, research people who are interested in wanting to do research, they go into such studies. Then Aranyakas, these, as I told you, they are hymns which are to be chanted when in forests. I don't mind trying some of these Aranyakas. Let's see. And of course, Upanishads are the texts which deal with subjects like Jeev, that's you and me, Jagat, that's the world around us, and Jagadishwar, that is the Lord above us. So Upanishad has got topics which probably some of us will be interested in. Then it also, actually Upanishad says it means you have to sit at the feet of Guru and learn these subjects. And because it has mysticism in it. They are mystic. They are mystic. Then, as I said, Smruti. Under Smruti, we have epics like Mahabharat, Ramayana, and Bhagavad. I'll give you a small example. Mahabharata, of course, it is said that one day, I'll just tell, sage Narad, he went and he found, he was traveling around and he saw Sri Vyas, who had worked hard on Vedas and organizing of Veda and all. So, but he seemed very sad. So, sage Narad goes and says, "Why are you looking so sad?" Sri Vyas said, "I have worked so hard on Veda and reorganizing it for man so that he finds it easy. But yet he seems to be not very keen on wanting to know about it, and doesn't even seem to know about Veda." So Narad says, "In that your intelligence has definitely done remarkable job, but it doesn't trace gods. It doesn't point out to God. So why don't you write something which will make the man feel that he is with gods?" So I think after that it was Bhagavad and Mahabharat were written by Sri Vyas. So Ramayana was written by Valmiki ji, and Mahabharat was written by Sri Vyas, and also Bhagavad is written by him. And in Mahabharat, Mahabharat we find Bhagavad Gita, and in Bhagavad we find I think Uddhav Gita comes in Bhagavad. Yes, Uddhav Gita comes in Bhagavad. Both the topics, Bhagavad Gita is the advice given by Lord Krishna to Arjun, and in Bhagavad, it is the Uddhav Gita is a talk given by Sri Krishna to Uddhav, his childhood friend, and both contain almost the same similar message. The contents are the same. Of course, we have Shruti, Smruti, and then Sutra. This is important that I tell about Sutra. Sutra deals with 6 schools of Indian philosophy. There are various schools which have developed, made progress. Indian philosophy was a subject which was thought-based and continuously evolving. It did not stick to one concept. The freedom to let it grow and also improvise was there. So, Sutra, they include the 6 schools of thoughts. They are Nyaya. We have Nyaya, which is which was founded by Gautam Rishi. Friends, you can forget the names if you want, but at least some idea. We are classifying it. Then Vaisheshik was the second, which was by Sage Kannada. Kannad they call him. Then third one is Sankhya, which is of Kapilacharya. These are great rishis. Then you have Sankhya school of thought. Then you have, of course, Yoga of Patanjali Yoga. Then you have Jaimini school of Mimamsa. Then Mimamsa again, the last one. I'll make it very short now. Mimamsa has got another Uttar Mimamsa and Purva Mimamsa. And the Uttar Mimamsa is further divided into 3 schools of thoughts. This was actually, Uttar Mimamsa belonged to Badarayan, Sage Badarayan, and Mimamsa, Purva Mimamsa was formed by Jaimini school of thought it is. Then in Uttar Mimamsa, we have 3 more branches which come in, and they are Shankaracharya's Advaita, and Vishishta Advaita. So it is like Dvaita, that is both together, and Advaita, 3. There are 3 schools, Dvaita and Advaita on 2 sides, and the one in between is a combination of Dvaita and Advaita. So the first one was of Shankaracharya, Shankara's Advaita. Second was Ramanuja's Vishishta Advaita, and third was Madhvacharya's Dvaita. Today, I think this classification is right now enough. It will be too much. We'll just sort of revise it once. We have Shruti, Smruti, and Sutra. Okay, Ved come under Shruti. There are 4 Ved and all, we'll come to them later. We won't disturb more than that. So Ved come under Shruti. Then you have the Smruti. The epics come under Smruti. And Puranas come under Smruti. There are many Puranas, 18 Puranas, Upa-Puranas, but we'll just concentrate on that. Then under Smruti we have epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad, and Puranas. Then under Sutra we have 6 Indian schools of thoughts. Now the last one is Bhashya, commentary. We will come to that little later. Let's not go into the whole thing together because it becomes then difficult to understand. But these are basic outline of our Indian philosophy, which needs to be for students of this subject. A small classification, you know where you are in Indian philosophy because it's huge. I mean, it's huge. Like, world is huge, but you should know where you are. You are in India. So you expect certain things from that particular text. So Ved comes under that. Then yesterday, I received a question. We realized what is karma. We know what is karma. Karma is something that happens without a doer in it. It happens. Certain things just seem to happen, like we breathe. We don't do it intentionally. We sleep. We feel hungry. We digest the food. But all is done without much of our personalized attention and efforts. It just happens. So that is karma. Then Naishkarmya Siddhi we defined, in which I told you that so there are certain people who just inspire others to work. They inspire others to work, and they don't need to tell you or lead you or ask you to do it. Like the example we had given was of sun. The moment he rises, we all rise and start working. So that is Naishkarmya Siddhi. The person without himself doing much efforts sees that the world around moves. And there is one question today is sannyas, karma sannyas. What is karma sannyas? Is there anything like karma sannyas? Can we do without work? I told you, without work, nobody can live. Even gods are asked to work continuously. Uh, but we need to define what is karma sannyas. Karma sannyas is any act. First, let me tell you how does this work. Uh, Karma and its fruits, these go hand in hand. Any act has results. Nobody, we don't do any work without any uh, aim behind it. For example, you eat. Is there no aim? Yes, you're hungry, that's why you eat. So that is to fulfill your hunger. Or you drink water to fulfill your thirst, to quench your thirst. So every act is ruled by some sort of a reason behind. But there are certain jobs which are done. If you do it in the public interest, like suppose you want to build temples or parks, and great things are happening all around the world. And there are people who are very keen on doing work like this. And of course, then the fruits of it, obviously, um, you need to uh, enjoy that the fruit of it, if you because it won't leave you otherwise till it doesn't leave you. It keeps waiting at the doorstep. All right, you have worked, now you have to get this. For example, now as I told you, you're thirsty, you drink water, the thirst is quenched. It is a short span. But there are some activities which you perform today, of which the fruits are going to come after some time. And then you may need to wait. So I will give you a small humorous example here. Um, there was a grandparent, and he was very keen to have mango grove around him, and he was very he would plant every tree naming after his grandson and grandchild. So it was a huge family, but his love was there for grandchildren and great grandchildren. And then he would say that let them enjoy the fruits in their summer vacations and all. So I am planting the trees. The man started growing old. He was almost 80, 90, 95, 100. And the grandchildren had to yet grow, and they had to grow, and they had to climb on the trees and eat the fruits. And he was tired of living within his body, but he could not part from the body because his desire had to be yet fulfilled. So karma is a binding factor. If you wait for the results or you do it with intentions behind, it can bind you. So sannyas is there to be taken for liberation. And therefore, in karma sannyas, it is so said that we should not ask for fruits or don't act with an interest of results behind it. Just act, just act. Let's just plant trees. Well, today we have done a bit of a classification, and we have defined karma sannyas. Along with it, I have also redefined karma and nishkarma siddhi. Well, I hope you liked it. I'll keep in touch because I'm studying. So whatever I study, I need to pass it on. That's the job of a Rishi. And I have received that Diksha from my Guru, is Rishi Tulya Jivan Diksha. That is, keep studying and keep passing it on. This is Swami Radhikananda from Pune. And I thank all those who are sending me such kind comments. Well, friends, it's I'm glad this job, I think, suits me. Thank you so much. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai.